Hi, how's it going? My name is Dylan. I'm going to show you the application requirements, why we are requesting different Google scopes on our application EndNode. So first, let's show you how to sign in. As you can see, we're in the endnode.ai website. That's the URL. We're going to sign in. Sign in's handled through Clerk. We're not requesting any special scopes here. So we are now signed in. And now we're going to go into, we'll typically start in this chat screen. We happen to be on that screen before, which is why it brought us back to the accounts. But to link an account, you're going to go to the account screen and you'll see Gmail, Google Calendar, and Google Workspace. Gmail is going to represent the gmail.modify scope. Google Calendar is going to represent calendar.events scope. And the Google Workspace is going to represent the document scope, the presentation scope, the spreadsheet scope, drive.read-only, and drive.file scope. So I'm going to show you how we connect to all of those. They are going to waterfall. So on the first one, it's only going to represent the Google Workspace's scopes. We'll see here. So see Google Drive, the two scopes that we mentioned, read-only and file. Then the slide scope, the document scope, and the spreadsheet scope. So here you can see. And now we're going to press allow. And now we have permission to use Google Workspace. We're going to now we're going to request them all at once and show all of the uses cases together. So we're going to connect Gmail, and it's going to waterfall the previous scopes as well for the spreadsheets and drives and all that. But now we also have the Gmail scope, gmail.modify. And so let's allow. And then finally, also, if the user chooses calendar as well, they will have all the same previous scopes. And now we have calendar as well. Great. So now we have all of the scopes. To show you why our application needs this, we've created two workflows. Our application is for building workflows and running agentic workflows. So this is our Google OAuth demos project. The first workflow that we created it automates updating presentation slides with current data and distributing the refreshed deck to stakeholders. So we can read through it and see exactly what's going to happen. It's going to find the latest presentation data spreadsheet with comprehensive business metrics. So it's going to know that there is some sort of spreadsheet or spreadsheets the user's going to know that they have spreadsheets that get uploaded to the Google Drive. And this agent is going to look for those spreadsheets, review through them, and to find specific metrics. And it's specifically going to find the most recent presentation. So the idea being that this user, while he's interacting with his Google Drive, is adding different spreadsheets all the time. And when this workflow runs, it wants to find the most recent one and extract some data. So it's going to read the spreadsheet data. It's going to do the same also for recent emails. So maybe there are emails in the last 24 hours here that are relevant to updating the pitch deck, the refresh deck, the slideshow, and it's going to extract that from recent emails. That shows why we need gmail.modify, and then we're going to find the presentation itself. It's going to read the presentation. Again, it's not able to specify any sort of ID or anything like that. or it's not able to use the picker because it needs to dynamically find, just like it needed to for the spreadsheet data as well. These spreadsheets are always being added through the user's actual use, and this is running in the background. So then we're going to update the slide data. This is going to use the presentations scope to update the presentation. As you can see, update the presentation with fresh data and email insights. After that, it is going to so it's going to update the slide, and then here we're going to summarize the changes that we were made and send an email to the user summarizing what changes happened in the background. And the idea is being that because this is going to run every 24 hours, it's scheduled to run. You can see we have a calendar here showing when the workflow is scheduled for. We can even make it specific here, saying something like run the presentation updater workflow every day at 4 p.m. And that is when this is going to run, meaning that the user's not actively, the user's actively specifying what should happen, but it is all running in the background for them. So we're going to, once this finishes, we're going to run that workflow as well. And we're also going to run this next workflow as well, which shows our other scopes, which is the weekly report pipeline. And this is going to, so this finished running, so I'm just going to show you. Okay, run it now as well. So that workflow is going to start running as we explain the next workflow. We also already ran these workflows before the call, so before the video, so we're not going to have to wait for the whole thing. We'll show you what that looks like. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you through the weekly report pipeline as well. And this is going to automate the complete weekly reporting process from data analysis to team distribution and meeting scheduling. So it's going to find recent sales metric data from the latest sales spreadsheet. So again, a spreadsheet is being added and it needs to be read from it. There's going to be a bunch of different spreadsheets, presumably from different data analysts or different stakeholders, so it needs to find the most recent ones. It's going to generate a report about this. I imagine this is using as a Google document, so it's using that scope. It's going to search the relevant documents in the Google Drive that provide context to this as well. So more going through the drive, showing the requirement for being able to dynamically find relevant documents. It's going to generate the report. And then even here, we're going to see that there is it knows that there's a weekly report log. And so it's going to find that log and it's going to update it with here's an example entry of an update from the of what was generated in the report. So it has a log of all the reports. Similarly, again, it's going to email the results. It's going to update a sheet. So there is a tracking sheet, a single tracking sheet that is keeping track of all this data. And so this one is going to make this call to update the spreadsheet, showing the spreadsheet's scope as well. And then we are going to even check a calendar availability to find calendar events related to stakeholders for this meeting. Oop, I accidentally backed out there. Let me bring that back up. Here we are in the showing, so it's going to check calendar availability for stakeholders involved in this type of stuff and make a calendar event. and it's going to use that to schedule a review meeting, reviewing all of the generated reports and all the stakeholders involved. So this is currently running. We have this UX that shows what tools are being called. So first, the get files tool. That was this read sales data agent corresponds with the one that we showed here. That's the first agent here, and then it's going to go to the second and the third in this execution. And it's going to go through them, calling all of these API tools that we wanted it to call, but we're not going to go through all of that. We can see here is a completed and successful weekly report workflow. We can see here it made the call to Google Calendar. Here it made the call to Google Workspace. Here it made the call to Gmail, showing you all of the different scopes that we needed. And this was for the weekly report. And then here was for the presentation updater as well. Google Workspace. Some of them were spreadsheets. Here's one that needed spreadsheet. Whereas, let's see, here's one that needed files. Here's one that needed Gmail, showing all of the different scopes. Finally, we're also going to show that we have a feature of doing all of these actions not in a workflow in our agentic mode. So here are 3 sample prompts I came up with. We're going to, in agentic mode, find the latest email from Yona and summarize it. Download the QA planning doc from the drive and tell me what the top priorities are and what meetings do I have tomorrow. Those are 3 actions we want to do in agentic mode. I'm just going to paste these in. And we're going to see this happen in black box mode is what we call it, where it doesn't need to make a workflow. It's just going to happen using the MCP tools. So you see it's finding the tools. It's calling the MCP for Google Workspace, for Google Calendar, for Gmail. And we're going to see that these emails and everything sent and updated and all that. So yeah, that is EndNode. That is how we are using the Google Scopes. Thank you very much for watching.